Hello and welcome back to the Buck Bits. Today is Friday, May 8th, 2026, and yes, that means that we're drawing to the end of the school year here this week, and next week is the very last week of school, which is insane because I feel like we're still going halfway through. So let's jump in and talk about what has happened in the past week and what is going to be going on in the next week. All right, on Monday, there was a junior high track meet at BAC that got canceled due to weather, and then JV golf at Hazen went well. I heard that there were some pretty good results, so that was not canceled due to weather, which is kind of surprising. All right. On Tuesday, there was a varsity track meet here in Beach. That did not happen due to weather, which is sad, but that's okay because on Thursday, Trinity made up for it, and they hosted yesterday a track meet that everybody did really well in. I think that, yeah, everybody did good. So that meet went great. Great last chance. The National Honor Society, I finally figured out what that was. It's the National Honor Society. Some new inductees on Wednesday. They were inducted into the National Honor Society for their achievements and that stuff like that. I don't have a list, but juniors and seniors really. So just a couple of people. All right. On Thursday, there was the high school concert, and I heard that went pretty well. So that happened, and then the Trinity Last Chance meet, making up for the beach one. So all good there. And then today is Friday, band day today at Bismarck. They go play band at Bismarck. I believe that's competition, I would assume. So I hope that that goes well for them. All right, so that's everything going on this week. And next week, finals week, oh, there's a lot going on. So let's start with Monday. There is a senior cookout, which means that everybody at the school who wants to goes down to the football field, and the seniors cook burgers and hot dogs and give all sorts of food and stuff for the people who eat there. I guess it's kind of their end of the year cookout. So that's really cool. Then there is Fine Arts Night, and if you're curious what that is, so am I. No, so some people will be performing some things like we got the choir are going to be performing some of their songs that they competed with at the music festival, and then we also have Speech Team is going to be doing a bunch of their funny plays, not any of the sad ones because they're sad. All right, and then a bunch of other stuff is going on. So if you want to have a fun night, at 6 p.m. is the Fine Arts Night. So please come here to the high school at 6 p.m. on Monday if you are interested. And then JV Golf has a meet at Beulah. The time is to be announced, so there's that going on too. All right, on Tuesday, May 12th, Southwest Region Track Meet. That is hosted here at Beach. We are hosting regionals. It's like one of the few things we can actually host regionals for. So we are hosting regionals for track, and that's so cool. So please come down at 10 a.m. or when the throwing events start, and then at about 11. If things go according to plan at about 11, the running events will start, probably starting with the 3,200 meter relay or something along those lines. So please come down and support your Bucks here for regional track. Okay, on Wednesday, the 13th, is the first day of finals. So the first testing period is period 1 classes. So test 1 is period 1 class. When I say period 1, I mean first hour class, okay? Then test 2 is period 3. So here, let me explain it this way. Each test has 2 hours. So hours 1 and 2 use test 1, and hours 2 and 3, hours 3 and 4 use test 2, and then they keep going, then you have lunch, and then your third test, which is your period 7. So our schedule for the testing is hours 1 and 2 on Wednesday, our test 1, hours 3 and 4, our test 3, hours 5 and 6 and 7, ignore the numbers, okay, that's period 7, and then on Thursday, we have test 1, holy cow, period 2 tests for hours 1 and 2, period 4 tests for 3 and 4, and then period 8 tests for 6 and 7. And then on Friday, there's a study session in the morning for studying right before you take your 6-hour test in 3rd and 4th hour. Yes. That is how this is going, right? Yeah, yep, all makes sense. Okay, and then there's some makeup tests and a bunch of other stuff going on Friday for the rest of the day. And you have lunch, and then the clean out of lockers, and then you're done. And on Sunday, there's graduation, and then enjoy your summer. That is everything that's going on. Okay, so, finals are always confusing. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know inside the comments down below, and I will respond as soon as I can. And yes, that is everything that's going on, and I hope that made sense. Oh, and on Thursday at 2:30, there is the Academic and Activities Awards ceremony, because if we hold it on Friday, no one's going to be there. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is like one of the last episodes of the Buck Bits I will be doing, so I really appreciate you guys who have been watching these every now and then. So I really appreciate that. So be sure to, if you have not already, leave a like and subscribe. And I guess, yeah, goodbye.